Friends, have you ever stopped to wonder if you are truly alone in your own house? What if something lives behind the very walls you sleep next to? Something that doesn't want to be seen, yet. Today's story is about a college student named Arian, who moved into an old cottage at a suspiciously low rent. He thought he found a bargain. He didn't realize that the previous owner never actually left. He just became invisible. Arian moved into a British-era cottage in a secluded part of Shimla. The house was massive, with creaky wooden walls and a strange chill that lingered even in the peak of summer. For the first 2 days, everything seemed perfect. Arian was busy with his studies. But on the third night, the glitches began. He went to the kitchen for water and found the fridge door wide open. He brushed it off, thinking he was tired. But the next morning, his shoes, which he had left by the front door, were neatly lined up right next to his bed. It was a message. Someone else in this house liked things in their proper place. The fear truly set in when the sounds began. Every night at 3 a.m., when the town was buried under a blanket of snow and silence, Arian heard a scratching sound coming from under his bed. One night, fueled by a surge of adrenaline, he grabbed his phone and shined the light underneath. There was no one there, but in the thick layer of dust, there was a fresh handprint of a small child. Arian lived alone. There were no children for miles. Suddenly, heavy footsteps thudded directly above him, in the attic. He ran upstairs, but the attic door was padlocked from the outside. If the door was locked, who was walking inside? The next morning, Arian broke the lock. The attic was a graveyard of old memories. In the center stood a tall mirror covered with a thick black cloth. Beside it, he found a diary. As he flipped through the pages, his heart stopped. The diary was filled with photos of him, candid shots of him walking outside, eating, and even sleeping through the window. Someone had been watching him from inside this room the entire time. Suddenly, a soft, raspy giggle echoed from behind the mirror. Terrified, Arian ripped the black cloth off. He didn't see his own reflection. Instead, an old, gaunt man stood inside the glass, holding the same diary. The man smiled, his lips barely moving as he whispered through the glass. "Welcome home, new friend." Arian turned to bolt, but the front door was now locked from the inside. The lights flickered and died. The sound of glass shattering erupted throughout the house. From every mirror and every window, the old man was trying to crawl out. He wasn't a ghost. He was a skinwalker, a creature that steals the lives and faces of its victims. In a desperate act of survival, Arian grabbed a can of kerosene and set the curtains ablaze. He smashed a window and leaped into the freezing night, running toward the woods. When he turned back to look at the burning house, he saw someone standing on the balcony. It was himself, a second Arian, untouched by the flames, waving a slow, chilling goodbye. Arian made it back to the city, but he hasn't been the same. He can no longer stand to be alone. Every time he looks in a mirror, he feels like the face looking back isn't his own. Pause. Friends, he escaped the fire, but did he really escape the house? Or is the real Arian still trapped inside that burning mirror, while something else is out here, living his life?